North Korea has a highly developed underground tunnel system, believed to have been built as a military defense against South Korea. Some of these tunnels have been discovered and are now open to tourists. The country has a highly centralized education system, with emphasis on the teachings of Juche ideology. Students are taught to revere the country's leaders and are required to participate in political activities. These incidents have contributed to tensions between North Korea and the international community. North Korea has a unique calendar system that starts with the birth of Kim Il-sung, the country's founding father and first leader. The year 2022, for example, was Juche 111 in North Korea, marking 111 years since Kim Il-sung. The country also has a large and sophisticated cyber warfare program, with the government believed to be behind several major cyber attacks on banks and corporations around the world. Its films, music, and art have gained popularity outside of the country, and North Korean defectors have also become important voices in raising awareness about the country's human rights abuses. North Korea is one of the most ethnically homogeneous countries in the world, with the majority of its population being ethnically Korean. However, there are also small groups of Chinese and Japanese residents in the country. North Korea is known for its elaborate propaganda, which portrays the country's leaders as almost godlike figures. There are also strict rules regarding how citizens must behave, dress, and speak, which includes dishes like kimchi, fermented vegetables, naengmyeon, cold buckwheat noodles, and Pyongyang-style cold noodles. However, due to economic sanctions and food shortages, many North Koreans struggle to find enough to eat. The country has a state-run economy, and the government controls most industries, including agriculture, manufacturing, and transportation. Private enterprise is limited, and the country has been plagued by economic sanctions and food shortages. North Korea has a unique ideology called Juche, which emphasizes self-reliance and independence from foreign influence. It is enshrined in the country's constitution and is used as a basis for government policies. North Korea has a heavily militarized society and spends a significant portion of its GDP on its military. It has nuclear weapons and has conducted several missile tests in recent years. North Korea is one of the most isolated and secretive countries in the world, with limited access to the internet and outside media. The government controls all information that citizens can access and heavily censors foreign media. North Korea is a one-party state with a highly centralized government led by the Workers' Party of Korea, and its leader Kim Jong-un, who has been in power since 2011. Officially known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, North Korea is a country located in East Asia. It is bordered by China to the north and Russia to the northeast, and shares a heavily militarized border with South Korea to the south. North Korea has a mandatory military conscription policy for all men aged 17 to 25, and women can also volunteer for military service. The country has one of the largest standing armies in the world with an estimated 1.2 million active personnel. The country is also known for its mass games, which involve thousands of performers putting on a synchronized display of music, dance, and gymnastics. These events are used to promote nationalism and loyalty to the government. Finally, North Korea's nuclear weapons program and aggressive rhetoric towards the United States and South Korea have made it a major source of international concern and tension in recent years. North Korea is one of the most heavily mined countries in the world, with millions of landmines buried along the border with South Korea. The country has a national airline called Air Koryo, which is known for its Soviet airplanes and poor safety record. It is often ranked as one of the worst airlines in the world. Despite being a communist country, North Korea has a strong traditional culture, with a focus on Confucian values such as filial piety and respect for elders. North Korea has a strong emphasis on preserving its cultural heritage, with the government investing heavily in the restoration and preservation of historical sites and monuments. The country has a limited healthcare system, with most citizens having access to only basic medical care. The government has been criticized for diverting resources to the military and nuclear weapons programs instead of investing in healthcare. North Korea has been involved in several international incidents, including the sinking of a South Korean Navy ship in 2010 and the hacking of Sony Pictures in 2014. North Korea is one of the few countries in the world where the sale and consumption of marijuana is legal. It is also believed to be a major exporter of methamphetamine, which is used to fund the country's government and military. The country has a strong emphasis on sports, with the government investing heavily in sports facilities and training programs. North Korea has participated in several Olympic Games and has had some success in sports like weightlifting and gymnastics. Despite its isolation and human rights violations, North Korea has a significant cultural impact on the world. North Korea is home to several UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including the ancient city of Kaesong, the Koguryo tombs, and the complex of temples at Mount Paektu. North Korea is also known for its unique cuisine. Finally, North Korea has a complex relationship with China, its closest ally and largest trading partner. While China provides much-needed economic and diplomatic support to North Korea, the two countries have had their share of disagreements over issues such as nuclear weapons and border disputes. North Korea has a state-run media, which is used to disseminate government propaganda and control the narrative within the country. The government also heavily censors all forms of media, including books, movies, and television. The core class is made up of loyal supporters of the government, while the hostile class consists of those who are seen as a threat to the government. North Korea is one of the poorest countries in the world, with most of its citizens living in poverty. The country relies heavily on foreign aid to feed its population, and its economy has been severely affected by international sanctions. The country has a strict caste system that divides its citizens into three classes: the core class, the wavering class, and the hostile class.